Alright, so this is a very controversial topic. It's like the only topic I'm nervous to talk about, which is why I'm forcing myself to talk about it. Um, I've seen this thing on TikTok and Reels all week. It's like an advertisement for this documentary from the Daily Wire. And the dude was asking the question, what is a woman? Okay? And it's so crazy that it's just a simple question, but it's become such a controversial question that, like, people are just beating around the bush and whatever and then saying all this stuff. And I have an opinion on this, but my opinion is not just random, okay? So I'm a father to a daughter, and she's a teenager now, so like I've seen her grow, and it's giving me an opinion of what a woman is, okay? So, and this is gonna make people mad, and I'm not trying to be rude, I'm just trying to be honest. So what do I think a woman is? Or what do I think a man is? Okay, so a woman is a little girl that grew into a woman. So, like, before you can become a woman, you first have to be a little girl. Before you can become a man, you first have to be a little boy. Like, I think man and woman is an experience, not a thing. Like, I think it's because as humans, we attach to our bodies thinking that we're the bodies, okay? When really we're the thing that's driving the body. So the thing that's driving the body is going through an experience that we call the human experience, but the human experience is like split into two. You can have the female experience or the male experience. And like, people are beating around the bush because they're like, oh, sex is different than gender and this and that. And it's like, words aren't real. So now we're just making up more words to make up more things because to me, it's slightly irritating. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It's just irritating as a father who is sitting here like watching this shit as like if you get your dick removed, excuse my language, but if you get it removed and you then get a vagina, does that mean that you'll have a female orgasm? Like, females have a different orgasm. Like, they have more pleasure sensors. It feels different. And this is no disrespect to trans women or trans men. It's just, I think trans women are trans women. And women are women. Trans men are trans men. And men are men. Men are men because they were first boys. So if you don't know what the boy experience is like if you don't know what the girl experience is like, because my issue is that people will then, they'll get fake boobs, and then they'll get a vagina, and then they think they're a woman. I'm like, to me, that's so disrespectful, and it's looking at women like a man. Like, you're still looking at women like a man if you think that you can just get boobs and a vagina and then be a woman. Because that means we are chopping men and women down to their private parts. That's what we're saying when we do this shit. We are saying all a woman is her boobs and vagina. All a man is his beard, his facial hair, a deeper voice, and a dick. When that is so far from the truth. It's a whole experience that you go through from birth to death. That's what woman is. That's what man is. It's not just the body. Like, I seen my daughter go through puberty. Her puberty was completely different than mine. Okay, like, as a trans woman, when you went through puberty, do you remember what that was like? Did you experience that? And I'm not trying to be disrespectful or rude. I'm just, like I said, slightly bothered because I'm a man with a daughter that, like, I'm almost like, and like I said, no disrespect, but I'm almost like, how dare these people? Like, they have no idea what it's like to be a girl, to grow into a woman. They have no fucking idea what it is like, the stress, the thing on the mind that happens when a girl starts to grow into a woman. They don't know that pain, that thing. I don't know how to fucking explain it. And it's the same thing for the trans men. They don't know the pain of a man, of what it's like to become a boy to a man, the responsibility that gets thrown on you because you were just a little boy. That responsibility doesn't get thrown on you because you want it. Like, these are people that wanted to become a man or wanted to become a woman. When the true male or female experience is not necessarily something you want. The woman doesn't want her period. The man doesn't want the responsibilities of being the fucking provider and this and that. And like, oh, you know how like they say, oh, men don't cry. And like they're trying to change that, which I see why. Because yeah, men do cry. But men can't care about their emotions the same way that women care about theirs. They can't. That's not a man. That is still a boy. Like, you can still have emotions, but you can't make decisions based off your emotions because that's boy shit. Like, there are things you learn as a boy that teach you how to be a man. The suffering you go through. Like, men and women have a different relationship with pain and suffering. The more pain and suffering a man goes through, the better he'll become as long as he can make it through the pain and suffering. The more pain and suffering a woman goes through, the more traumatized and less of a feminine woman she is. Like, trauma hardens women because it just hardens you, which is good for men, but that's not necessarily good for women. And there's this whole thing going on with this where it's like we can't even talk about it. And like people are going to cuss me out for even having this opinion, but I made a video a while ago about the trans thing. And I was thinking, you know, it was just a question, but I was wondering, the people that are trans, I was wondering if they were just gay, and like maybe they grew up in a family where being gay was not okay. Because I'm sitting here wondering, where did all the gay people go? Like, gay people are dope. It's awesome. Like, if you're gay, be gay and be proud of it, right? But not every gay person needs to turn into a trans either. Like, because there's so much things to it that we're not even aware of. Like, are the people that were getting the trans surgery, are they aware that you might not be able to orgasm ever again? Which then that takes the point away of having a dick or having a vagina. Because if you have a vagina, the orgasm should be more pleasurable. It should be more wholesome feeling. Like, because the man's going inside of you. So it's a different feeling. A feeling that we'll never really understand. Because you weren't born a little girl that grew into a woman. And that's okay. Like, but it's also okay to, if you are a grown man or a grown woman and you want to become trans, that is perfectly okay. You should do what you want to do as a grown adult. The point I draw the line is when these people are telling me that they are listening to children, when like if a child says, oh, you know, he's a boy and he wants to be a girl, there are parents out there that will give that boy like hormone blockers and all these things. Like, to me, that's child abuse, beyond child abuse. That is like beyond insane to me. Because as a father, I made the decisions for my daughter and still do sometimes, right? I'm trying to teach her her own thing so she can make her own decisions, but that's up to the parent to teach the child how to make their own decisions. Children don't just come out of the thing knowing how to make their own decisions. Like, where is the parenting? Where is the, how did it get this bad? Like, I don't know. Because it's not like trans didn't exist. Sex change surgeries have existed since I was a child. And there were still people that got sex change surgeries. It wasn't as popular, but it still happened. And that was fine. Like, I don't care if you can get, you seen that one lizard dude, the dude that got tatted up and all these bumps and prosthetic shit to look like a fucking lizard? That's awesome. He should be able to do that. You should be able to become a trans woman or become a trans man. But I think it's disrespectful to call yourself a woman or to call yourself a man when you were never a little girl and you were never a little boy. So you don't know. Like, you don't get it. I think it's an experience. And because we get confused with thinking we're our bodies, we think that if we change our bodies, that changes something. No, like, of course a woman would think that part of being a man is just having a dick. And of course a man would think just the thing about being a woman is having some boobs and a vagina. Because we're looking at it sexually instead of spiritually. Spiritually, we are spirits or souls that are on an experience. And you're going through it. You've been going through it since you were born. Like, I don't know. My daughter was on the journey to become a woman the day that she was born. Like, I don't know. And it's like, we don't have this same argument with skin tone. If I was a black man saying, or let's say there's a white dude that says he feels black. So he starts going around in blackface. Or like he starts going around, he dyes his skin brown. Or someone who's black that dyes their skin white because they feel white. Right? Like, part of this, I think, has a lot to do with parenting. And parents need to make sure they're letting their children know that it's okay to be whatever you are. If you're different, it's okay to be different. But also, it's okay, like, be okay in your own skin. Like, that self-love shit. It's like you can tell a lot of these people grew up in homes without true love and true care and true, like, I don't know. And, like, some sex change people, that's what they wanted to do, and that's great. Like, nothing to them, right? It's awesome. Just like the way I live my life is the way I live my life, and people don't agree with it. But this shit has been awesome to me, so it doesn't matter what they agree with. It's my life. So I'm going to live it the way I want to live it. And if you're an adult, that's fine. But I just think that we're stepping over the line with certain things. We're not truly looking at the other people that have been experiencing this the whole time. Like, and, you know, I see all these women complaining about how, like, there's trans people in the women's locker room, there's this and that, they're playing in female sports. Obviously, that should not be allowed. Like, common sense. Because no matter if you got your dick removed, you still have the body of a man in a sense. Like, you still have the ability to be stronger like a man. So, like, I don't know. I just think that this is such a new thing that either we're going to have to come up with, like, trans sports, or, like, something. Because, like, it's just getting out of hand to the point where me making a video like this, I'm scared to talk about it. And I'm me, bro. I ain't scared to talk about shit. I speak my mind no matter what. Why on this topic am I scared to talk about? Why? Because it's such a controversial topic right now that's out of, like, I don't know. But, like, as I've been seeing my daughter grow up even more, I'm like, no, I gotta talk about this, bro. I can't just keep my mouth shut anymore. Because it's unfair to her experience. It's discrediting what the fuck she has been through since the day she was born to become a woman. Like, and just like there are 45-year-old little boys. There are 45-year-old boys. Like, they think they're men, but they're boys. Just like there are 45, 35-year-old women that are still little girls. Where my 13-year-old daughter is more mature than they are, and more aware and conscious than they are. Like, just because you're a woman, just because, like, I don't know how to explain this shit, but that just proves that this is an experience that even women that were born women might never become a woman. Even men, even boys that were born boys might never become a man. A real man. Because what the fuck is a real man? What the fuck is a real woman? Right? Like, when it comes down to it, I just think it's an experience. And you can become a great woman or a great man. You can become a horrible woman or a horrible man. That's on you. And like, you can become a trans woman or a trans man. That's on you. But like, I feel like if you were going to become like for example, obviously I'll never get a sex change, but like, if I would have gotten educated on what it means to actually be a woman before I did anything. Like, I would have asked 100 women, what is your experience? What has your experience been since you were a child? What was puberty like? What was this like? What was that like? How do you think? How do you look at, like, because you don't even understand that it's not just dick and vagina. It's deeper than that. So, like, yeah. So, honestly, I don't know if a man could ever become a woman or if a woman could ever become a man because they can never become little boys. They can't go back in age. So, therefore, they'll never know what it's like to be a little boy. Like, if you were born a little girl and then you get a sex change, you'll never know what it was like to be a little boy. So, therefore, you'll never be able to be a man because you had to learn things in your boy stage to learn how to be a man, and vice versa with women. But I feel like I'm just repeating myself at this point. I appreciate y'all for watching. I apologize if I piss people off. I just really had to speak my mind on this.